New today, the just released exclusive WRAL News Poll shows Kamala Harris with a slight lead over Donald Trump in North Carolina. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. Our exclusive WRAL News Poll shows Vice President Harris up 3 points over the former president. Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is here now with how the race has changed just over the last few months. Laura.
Deborah, just 6 months ago, our WRAL News Poll showed Trump with a 5-point lead over Biden. Now, with Harris replacing Biden at the top of the ticket, the lead has switched too. The Survey USA poll shows us where Harris is making up that ground. Our latest WRAL News Poll shows Harris leading Trump in North Carolina 49-46 with 5% undecided. Less than 1% said they'll vote for a third-party candidate. Compare that to March. Former President Donald Trump was leading incumbent Democratic President Joe Biden by 5 points, 50-45, with 5% undecided. That is a swing of 8 points in the past 6 months. But Survey USA pollster Ken Alper says that's not too surprising for a swing state like this one.
I'm sure we're going to hear some people saying, there's no way that Harris is up 3 points in North Carolina. And again, it's a snapshot in time. She may not be 3 points up after Tuesday. She may be up 6. She might be down 3.
Alper says some of Harris's gain has come from voters who didn't want to vote for either Trump or Biden and are relieved to have a different option. Harris has also made big gains among women, especially suburban women, a group that has swung elections here in the past. In our poll, suburban men favored Trump over Harris by 2 points, 47-45. But suburban women favored Harris by 14 points, 54-40 for Trump. Alper says the poll also shows younger voters are also breaking for Harris.
I think that the Kamala Harris campaign has really done something kind of amazing on social media, going from 0 to 60 in no time at all, and have really energized, that relatively small but important group of voters.
Among voters 18 to 24, 72% back Harris compared to 24% supporting Trump. In the next age bracket, voters 25 to 34, Trump leads by 7%, 49 to 42. Whoever they're supporting, voters say they're happier with their options now. In March, a majority of voters in our WRAL News Poll said they wish they had other options. 6 months later, voters are satisfied with their choices by a nearly 2-to-1 margin. Now, our WRAL News Poll surveyed 676 likely voters across the state last week. It was conducted by Survey USA and has a credibility interval of 4.9%.
Well, state lawmakers have said they have the overwhelming support of voters to expand the state's school voucher program. However, new data shows that may not be the case. The new WRAL News Poll shows about 1 in 7 likely voters thinks North Carolina should spend more on vouchers than it's already spending. WRAL's Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is here now with what voters told us. Laura.
Deborah, our exclusive WRAL News Poll surveyed 676 likely voters across the state last week. Knowing that state lawmakers were considering expanding the state school voucher program, we asked voters for their opinion about it. North Carolina currently spends about $300 million a year on vouchers for private schools. We asked voters whether they thought the state should be spending more or less than that. 16% said the state should spend more. 21% said the current amount is about right. 19% said the state should spend less. And 22% said the state shouldn't be spending any money at all on vouchers. 21% weren't sure. As you can see, opinions on any given spending level were mixed, but it is safe to say the majority of voters do not think the state should be spending more money on vouchers. Only 16% said we should spend more than $300 million. 62% said they think the state shouldn't spend more than that. Pollster Ken Alper says lawmakers may think more voters want to expand the program because that's who they're hearing from.
There's an excellent chance that, both things are true. The people the legislators are hearing from are probably strongly in favor of it, and the population as a whole probably is a lot less sure.
Alper said support for expanding vouchers is highest among voters aged 35 to 49 because they're the most likely to be able to benefit from it. He said it had the least support among senior citizens. More than half of voters 65 and older said the state should be spending less on vouchers or nothing at all. The statewide poll was conducted for us last week by Survey USA. The credibility interval is 4.9%.
Thank you, Laura. Coming up at 6 on WRAL, North Carolina is a swing state, and elections here often come down to suburban voters. We're going to show you how their vote is breaking down in the presidential race.
Second gentleman Doug Emhoff and Minnesota's First Lady Gwen Walz in Raleigh today. Earlier this afternoon, they spoke about reproductive rights as part of a bus tour on this issue for the campaign. Hundreds of supporters filled the market hall in downtown Raleigh to hear them speak.
Do really well in this election, which we really need to and we have to, and Congress will pass a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide. She will sign it.
Emhoff and Walz also spoke to a Harris-Walz volunteer phone bank before taking a couple of calls themselves to finish their visit in Raleigh. Former President Trump and running mate J.D. Vance had no public appearances today. The vice president will resume her battleground state tour in North Carolina on Thursday. She's expected to hold rallies in both Charlotte and Greensboro. Tomorrow night, Vice President Harris and former President Trump will meet for the first time on a debate stage in Philadelphia. You can watch it here on WRAL. The coverage begins at 8.